Hello everyone and welcome to today's State of the Market. Today is 11th of August 2022, Thursday, and it's 11:25 p.m. as of recording. So let's take a look at what happened today in the key global financial markets that we discuss on a daily basis. So let's start today with the Nifty 50 and let's take a look at the price action here. So this is where we were, okay, in the broader, so in the grand scheme of things, the SGX Nifty futures, we are in this broadening formation on the 4-hour time frame, and this is where we closed yesterday, okay, last night, and today the price continued above these highs, but never really broke. Okay, so it's still continuing this sort of a upward trend line as part of this broadening formation. All right. And if we look at the Nifty on the 75-minute time frame, this is what you see. It was basically the gap up was anyways expected because of the overnight price action that happened yesterday. And after that, there was a gap up, but the price just couldn't meet any more buyers. And it was kind of expected because this entire gap already had met a lot of buyers. So once the gap had happened, there was no more buyers to continue this gap upwards, and the price just began to retrace. Let's take a look at Nifty 50 on the daily time frame, and we'll see this picture a little better. So this happened today. Okay, we opened at 719, 711, 17711, 17719 was the high, and now we have almost touched this particular line. Okay, and look at this rise. Okay, it's parabolic, right? Straight up parabolic move that has happened all the way till here, right? Is it a time to correct? Maybe, I don't know. So, but here we are nonetheless, okay, still as part of this broadening formation. Now, if we further break away from here, which would mean a further break away from here, all right, then some kind of retracement, and the price can go to this high, 18114, this high, 18350, or finally this all-time high, 18600. Okay, so all of these possibilities are open once we are above this range, right? So this is something that all this bullish thesis is something that we need to keep an eye on. Let's move ahead and take a look at the US dollar, dollar INR. So dollar INR, this happened yesterday, okay? And this was a big fall that happened yesterday. And today, just look at this. The whole fall, the whole sell-off was simply countered by the dollar bulls, okay? And by morning 7:30, so this, at the time of Singapore opening, the whole buying happened and continued all the way till 3:30 for the whole day, okay? And we can see this in the dollar INR futures. So if we look at the 15-minute time frame, okay, this sort of a buying the whole day, there was continuous buying that happened throughout the day in the US dollar INR pair. Okay, this now, mind you, we are still below this 200 green line. Okay, so theoretically we are still not above this, and once we are above this line, we are clear for the next 80.37. But nonetheless, there was a huge buying, which itself indicates that basically all of these bears that sold short yesterday, all of these bears got trapped today, and the price has reversed, taken up all of these bears and all of their stop losses. This high would have been the stop loss of all these bears. This stop has also been taken. Okay, and now we are kind of moving along this 200. So you see this fall was a bear trap. This fall was a bear trap, and now this fall is also a bear trap. Okay, this looks like a really bullish sign for the US dollar INR pair, and now the signs of the dollar INR pair strength and the price going back all the way towards 80 are pretty much there. Okay, so now I would turn bullish here and look for buying opportunities on the US dollar INR pair. So let me remove this now. Both of these theses are pretty much gone. Okay, so this is where we are. So essentially we have seen this all over again. Okay. Yep. This is LBR. Look at this, same thing repeats, same pattern repeats itself continuously over and over again. Let's take a look at euro. So if dollar was interesting, euro will be even more so. So euro, we saw this yesterday. Okay, the price had already done this. So there was a breakout, retracement, and then continuation. And we were here last night. Okay, so today the price simply continued buying, and there was a bigger surge of buying that happened in euro as well. And we have already crossed our target zone. Okay, so this particular bullish thesis kind of worked out quite well if you took advantage of this price move. And again, if you look at the euro on the hourly time frame, there was no selling whatsoever. The whole day there was either buying or some kind of rest period, buying, rest period, buying, rest period. Okay, so the whole day there was a continuous buying, and we didn't even get a pullback on this particular chart to sort of make our bullish position. Okay, so on this chart didn't even give you any pullbacks to a patient trader to even make bullish positions, and there was just continuous buying. So let's remove this. We don't need this now. And now we are almost close to 81.6 high. Okay, we are at 82.6, and we are already at 82.4. Okay, so we're not very far from this 82.6 high, which I think should be met now. Although, oh, interestingly, this fall has happened today, but let's see. This is just, cannot predict anything on the basis of this. Okay, so I think this thesis is also gone. So now we wait for the price action. There is no clear trade in the Euro INR pair as of now. Let's look at the Japanese yen. So JPY, okay, after this sort of a big rise that happened yesterday in the JPY, same thing, same buying happened in JPY also from 7:30 all the way till 3:30. Okay, and the price has already gone back to this 0.6 range. Okay, on the upward range of 0.6. So we are already back there, and this was JPY. Okay, so the price we opened with a sharp gap above the 50, and then continuous buying throughout the day back towards this sort of a support resistance zone, right? So we are back towards this zone. I think now this bearish thesis is pretty much done with. Okay, so now we are totally in a bullish territory in the JPY INR pair. Okay, now it would only make sense to look for even further bullishness if there is in the price. Let's see, so if the price now goes further beyond this sort of a measured move, let me remove this measured move anyway, because this is not applicable anymore. But now, in general, this high and this high is what we are seeing. Okay, so let's remove this also. In fact, I think the only thing that we can do is just keep this for 0.6. Yeah, okay, ये भी कुछ नहीं है. Let's remove the whole thing and just look at the price the way it is. So here we are. Okay, now let's take a look at the pound GBP INR. Now pound, let me take away a lot of this, lot of. Okay, so here we are in the price action. All right, in the middle of this kind of a zone. Okay, we can see these type of higher lows on the price action, and this continuation, which is also in this kind of a zone. Okay, so we are in this kind of a sort of a channel kind of zone on the GPI now on the 4-hour chart. Let's take a look at the pound on the hourly time frame. So on the hourly time frame, we kind of the price started here. Okay, this we saw, there was 3-4 times this resistance was met. This resistance was badly taken by the bulls in the morning itself, and the price just continued for the whole day. And now we are already here. And if you look at these 4 candles, okay, these last 4 hours price action from 12 all the way till 4 p.m. This is a bit of a wedge. Let's just take a look at it on the 15-minute. Okay, so now if you see this, what do we see? Okay, we see this essentially, right? You see higher highs, okay, but there is not enough strength in this buying, and we see this. Okay, so there's yet another broadening formation that we see on the pound INR pair, right? And now let's see where the price goes. Let's also see where the 50 is way below, okay, where the price is. So there's a lot of scope should a fall happen. All right, now it's possible that we may fall from here 97.2. Okay, and if it has to continue the fall, it gives you a bit of a bounce and then continues to fall. Or if a fall happens and then if that fall is suddenly taken back, which means those bears will be trapped, the price can go further up towards the upper bound of this particular resistance line. Okay, so both these options are now open with this broadening formation that we have seen in the pound INR pair. Okay, and besides, we are also at these highs. Okay, if you look at this high, this basically this sort of a support resistance zone is already there in the pound INR pair. Okay, so let's see where the price wants to go from here. But we are definitely at some interesting price action in the pound INR pair, and there may be some kind of a short-term bottom, uh, short-term top. Sorry, looking at this and also looking at the 15-minute sort of a broadening formation that is happening on the 15-minute time. Now let's move on and look at the global scale, global structure. So this is the dollar index. So dollar index, we saw this happening yesterday, okay, and now price took a bit of a correction last night, but it did fall again, and now it's still correcting. So it has formed a bit of a double bottom at this range, and now the price is trying to correct itself. Okay, let's if we look at the dollar index on the daily time frame, this is where we are. All right. So here is our 50. Okay, the price broke 50 yesterday. Today also it's again going sort of a sideways thing. So I think this particular low that was established yesterday, 104.6, this becomes a very crucial zone, okay, for the dollar index to show its hand. All right. If this low is taken, then the price falls below. There will not be anything to stop the price. If this high is taken, this particular bar, 106.4 on the upward side, this high is taken, then the price goes back. Okay, so we are now stuck in a bit of a range. All right. This particular low and versus this particular high, 106. In fact, I think 106.8 is the ultimate high. Okay, so we are stuck in this range. If the price falls below here, it's all going downhill very fast. Let's take a look at the euro. So euro again, this was the price action that happened yesterday. There's a big up move, and then we saw this pin bar yesterday. Okay, which is usually an indication of a top. Now the price fell for the next few hours or so, but by today morning our time, the price again went up. Okay, although we have still not technically taken these highs, so these shorts are still pretty much in the game, and they would want the price to fall. But it's a very, very clear battle between the bulls and the bears. And I think till the time this battle resolves itself, it would make sense not to participate in this rally, in this move. The price breaks below this zone 1.027, then a short can be initiated. If the price goes above, then a long can be initiated. Both of these possibilities are there. Let's take a look at the pound USD. So pound USD is again going. So instead of falling, it took this hit yesterday. So the price went up, and today it's pretty much sideways action. Not much here. Euro pound. So euro pound, fell yesterday, gave us a nice clean pin bar, and price simply moved back up, and now we are back in sort of bullish territory. Okay, we are already seeing higher lows, and we are in a bullish territory. It would make sense to figure out some kind of long possibility for perhaps this kind of a target zone. Okay, 0.848 could be an interesting target for euro pound pair. Right, so this could be a nice buying opportunity here. US dollar yen, this fall happened in the dollar against the yen. Today another fall, and now price is going back up. Nothing much here to place any meaningful trades on. Euro yen. So euro yen, we saw this wedge. Price broke down from this wedge. Okay, and it sort of broke this wedge lows. Now we are the price is trying to get back up. So yen is exhibiting some kind of strength against the euro, and let's see to the extent to which the price will actually is able to sort of take these highs. Okay, there was this kind of a flag, and then price broke down, then it took back up. So all these bears got trapped, and then the price is ready to go back up again. So it's all of this is happening between the 50 and the 200, the red and the green. Okay, so very, very sideways, dicey kind of a price action. Let's see. Okay, so pound yen, we saw this ascending triangle break that happened yesterday, and the price has again fallen today as well. Okay, although there is a bounce that is consistent with the bounce happening on the euro, but again, nothing, no very high volatility, no clear trades as such. Bitcoin broke above this range, this higher upward sort of a line, tried to break, but then hammered. Okay, all these bulls simply got hammered with this particular, candle, and and now we are back to this high. Now this could be a retracement, and the price can continue. So breakout retracement could be a continuation, and then price may go up. Okay, so that's all a possibility, and we must keep an eye on that. And if that actually happens, could be a very interesting buying opportunity in Bitcoin as well. Crude oil. So we saw this on crude oil yesterday. So there was this huge push up on the crude oil back towards this wedge high. Okay, and with that we were looking at this sort of a trade. All right, and today the price. So today morning the price finally broke this line, in at around 1:30 p.m. So not in the morning, but in the afternoon, gave a nice clean breakout. This was a bit of a retracement. Okay, one could take this one, and then the price has gone sharp on the upward side. Okay, so this is one particular move that has happened, and now we are this the 200 is at 98.6, so that could be an interesting target if we extrapolated perhaps 98 point 3 or 98 maybe. Okay, if the price continues on the upward direction. All right, of course I think these highs 96.5 will also act as some kind of a support resistance. Yeah, this 96.5 will also be an interesting level to keep an eye on, but it's definitely in the bullish territory, crude oil now. Okay, gold. So gold, yesterday we were here, all right, and this is the sort of a path that we had drawn for gold. So I was expecting that the price will go back, touch this line, okay, which also happened to be an interesting support zone for gold on the daily time frame. Okay, this 50. So I was expecting the price will touch this 50, 1785, the 1785, and it just exactly did that. Okay, it touched 1785, 1784, bounced back, and today there's a nice clean bounce that happened in gold in the up until the afternoon. Okay, in the evening the price again, shook and went started going in the opposite direction. So now it's become difficult for the bulls. Okay, most of these bullish positions would have been built above this high, and it looks like with this sort of a tweezer engulfing kind of candle pattern, the bearish price action, the bears might be back again, in which case these stops might be taken. But until that time, until the time these stops are successfully taken, I think it just makes sense to keep holding bullish positions, and because the price may recover all over again, and if it does that, then this particular high of 1807 will be taken very, very nicely. So although bears are back in the game, but we cannot deny the strength of the bulls looking at this one particular candle or the candlestick pattern. Still, I would, in this position, what I would do is I would reduce my position sizing. So if I was carrying, 10 lots previously, now I would, only be carrying 4 or 5 lots. Essentially, reduce my position sizing and keep the stops here right below this. Okay, so that if the stop is taken, let it be. I won't lose as much, and if the price actually goes back, then it can give me the kind of return that I'm expecting. Plus, I can now always buy back when the price actually, starts to retrace up and start going upward. Okay. Silver. So silver, we saw this broadening formation happening. All right. So this was yesterday. The stop had already formed, and now the price, today the price simply gave up all the gains, and it started going back down. Okay. So now we are seeing this 20.21 is sort of a midpoint of this high and this low of the broadening formation. So I think this was our first target for this, and we are not very far from here. Break away from there, and then this low would be the next zone, target zone for silver. All right, so let's take a look at the next one, which is S&P. So S&P 500 looks like it's breaking away from this broadening formation zone, and now this high can become it can become a support. The price retraces here and then continues in the upward direction. If that happens, we are possibly seeing higher highs on the S&P. So this is sort of the last line of defense for the bears. If this is held, if the price falls from here, bearish price action resumes. If it does become a retracement support zone, then then we are all in the bullish territory, and we can expect price to simply keep going up in the upward direction. Okay, so this is it for today, and I'll see you with an update on the state of the market. Until then, thank you. Happen. Bye.